Good evening, and welcome to the Center Players virtual production of Much Ado About Nothing. In these unprecedented times, arts organizations across the country have canceled their seasons. Please consider donating to the Center for the Arts and other local arts organizations. Though we cannot be together, theater always finds a way to connect to their audience. Thank you for sharing our premiere Shakespeare in the Virtual Park performance, as well as celebrating William Shakespeare's birthday. Center Players will be back on May 22nd with another virtual production of William Shakespeare's The Tempest. Thank you, and we'll see you all anon.
I learn in this letter that Don Pedro of Aragon comes this night to Messina.
He is very near by this. He was not 3 leagues off when I left him.
How many gentlemen have you lost in this action?
Oh, but few of any sort, and none of name.
I find here that Don Pedro hath bestowed much honor on a young Florentine called Claudio.
Oh, he hath borne himself beyond the promise of his age, doing in the figure of a lamb the feats of a lion.
Pray you, is Senor Montanto returned from the wars or no?
I know none of that name, lady.
What is he that you ask for, niece?
My cousin means Signor Benedict of Padua.
Oh, well, he's returned, and as pleasant as ever he was.
I pray you, how many hath he killed and eaten in these wars? But how many hath he killed? For indeed I promise to eat all of his killing.
He hath done good service, lady, in these wars, and a good soldier too, lady.
And a good soldier to a lady. But what is he to a lord?
A lord to a lord, a man to a man, stuffed with all honorable virtues.
It is so. Indeed, he is no less than a stuffed man.
You must not, sir, mistake my niece. There is a kind of merry war betwixt Senor Benedict and her. They never meet, but there's a skirmish of wit between them.
Who is his companion now? He hath every month a new sworn brother.
Is it possible?
Very easily possible. He wears his faith, but as the fashion of his hat. It ever changes with the next block.
I see, lady, the gentleman is not in your books.
No, and he were, I would burn my study. But I pray you, who is his companion?
He is most in the company of the right noble Claudio.
Oh, Lord, he will hang upon him like a disease. He's sooner caught than the pestilence, and the taker runs presently mad. God help the noble Claudio if he hath caught the Benedict. It'll cost him £1,000 ere he be cured.
I will keep friends with you, lady.
Do, good friend.
You will never run mad, niece.
Nope, not till a hot January.
Don Pedro is approaching.
Good Signor Leonato, you are come to meet your trouble. The fashion of the world is to avoid cost, and you encounter it.
Never came trouble to my house in the likeness of your grace.
You embrace your charge too willingly. I think this is your daughter.
Her mother hath many times told me so.
Were you in doubt, sir, that you asked her?
Senor Benedict, no, for then you were a child.
If Senor Leonato be her father, she would not have his head on her shoulders for all Messina, as like him as she is.
I wonder that you will still be talking, Signor Benedict. Nobody marks you.
What? My dear Lady Disdain, are you yet living?
Is it possible Disdain should die while she hath such meet food to feed it as Signor Benedict? Courtesy itself must convert to disdain if you come in her presence.
Then is courtesy a turncoat, but it is certain I am loved of all ladies, only you excepted. And I would I could find in my heart that I had not a hard heart, for truly I love none.
A dear happiness to women. They else would have been troubled with a pernicious suitor. I thank God and my cold blood I am of your humor for that. I'd rather hear a dog bark at a crow than a man swear he loves me.
God keep your ladyship still in that mind, so some gentleman or other shall scape a predestinate scratched face.
Scratching could not make it worse, for such a face as yours were.
You are a rare parrot teacher.
A bird of my tongue is better than a beast of yours.
I would my horse had the speed of your tongue, but keep your way. In God's name I have done.
You always end with a jade's trick. I know you of old.
Signor Claudio and Signor Benedict, my dear friend Leonato hath invited you all. I tell him we shall stay here at the least a month, and he heartily prays some occasion may detain us longer.
Let me bid you welcome, my lord. Being reconciled to the prince your brother, I owe you all duty.
I thank you. I am not of many words, but I thank you.
Please, at your grace, lead on.
Your hand, Leonato. We will go together.
Benedict, didst thou note the daughter of Signor Leonato?
I noted her not, but I looked on her.
Is she not a modest young lady?
Do you question me as an honest man should do for my simple true judgment, or would you have me speak after my custom as being a professed tyrant to their sex?
No, I pray thee, speak in sober judgment.
Why, Faith, methinks she's too low for a high praise, too brown for a fair praise, and too little for a great praise. Only this commendation I can afford her, that, were she other than she is, she were unhandsome. And being no other but as she is, I do not like her.
Thou thinkest I am in sport. I pray thee, tell me truly how thou likest her.
Would you buy her that you inquire after?
Can the world buy such a jewel?
Yea, and a case to put it into.
In mine eyes, she is the sweetest lady that ever I looked on.
I can see yet without spectacles, and I see no such matter. There's her cousin, and she were not possessed with a fury exceeds her as much in beauty as the 1st of May doth the last of December. But I hope you have no intent to turn husbands, have you?
I would scarce trust myself, though I had sworn the contrary, if Hero would be my wife.
Is it come to this? Shall I never see a bachelor of 60 again?
What secret hath held you here that you followed not to Leonato's?
He's in love. With who? Now this is your grace's part. Mark how short his answer is. With Hero, Leonato's short daughter.
Amen, if you love her, for the lady is very well worthy.
You speak this to fetch me in, my lord.
By my troth, I speak my thought.
And, in faith, my lord, I spoke mine.
And by my 2 faiths and troths, my lord, I spoke mine.
That I love her, I feel.
That she is worthy, I know.
I neither feel how she should be loved, nor know how she should be worthy, is the opinion that fire cannot melt out to me. I will die on it at the stake.
Thou wast ever an obstinate heretic in the despite of beauty.
That a woman conceived me, I thank her. That she brought me up, I likewise give her most humble thanks. But that I will hang my bugle in an invisible baldric, all women shall pardon me. I will live a bachelor.
I shall see thee, ere I die, look pale with love.
With anger, with sickness, or with hunger, my lord, not with love.
Well, as time shall try. In time the savage bull doth bear the yoke.
The savage bull may, but if ever the sensible Benedict bear it, pluck off the bull's horns and set them on my forehead, and let me be vilely painted in such great letters as they write, "Here is a good horse to hire." Let them signify under my sign, and here you may see Benedict, the married man.
Good Signor Benedict, repair to Leonato's. Commend me to him, and tell him I will not fail him at supper, for indeed he hath made great preparation.
I have almost matter enough in me for such an embassage, and so I commit you, and so I leave you.
Hath Leonato any son, my lord?
No child but Hero. She's his only heir. Dost thou affect her, Claudio?
Oh, my lord, when you went onward on this ended action, I looked upon her with a soldier's eye, that liked, but had a rougher task in hand than to drive liking to the name of love. But now I am returned, and that war thoughts have left their places vacant. In their rooms come thronging soft and delicate desires, all prompting me how fair young Hero is, saying I liked her ere I went to wars.
Thou wilt be like a lover presently, and tire the hearer with a book of words. If thou dost love fair Hero, cherish it, and I will break with her and with her father, and thou shalt have her. I know we shall have reveling tonight. I will assume thy part in some disguise, and tell fair Hero I am Claudio, and in her bosom I'll unclasp my heart, and take her hearing prisoner with the force and strong encounter of my amorous tale. Then after to her father will I break, and the conclusion is, she shall be thine. In practice, let us put it presently.
What the good year, my lord? Why are you thus out of measure sad?
There is no measure in the occasion that breeds. Therefore the sadness is without limit.
You should hear reason.
And when I have heard it, what blessings bring it? I cannot hide what I am. I must be sad when I have cause and smile at no man's jest. Eat when I have stomach and wait for no man's leisure. Sleep when I am drowsy and tend on no man's business. Laugh when I am merry and claw no man in his humor.
Yea, but you must not make the full show of this, till you may do it without controlment. You have of late stood out against your brother, and he hath taken you newly into his grace, where it is impossible you should take root, true root, but by the fair weather you make yourself.
I had rather be a canker in a hedge than a rose in his grace. With this I cannot be said to be a flattering honest man. It must not be denied, but I'm a plain-dealing villain. If I had my mouth, I would bite. If I had my liberty, I would do my liking. In the meantime, let me be that I am, and seek not to alter me. What news, Baraccio?
I came yonder from a great supper. The prince, your brother, is royally entertained by Leonardo, and I can give you intelligence of an intended wedding.
Will it serve for any model to build mischief on? What is he for a fool that betroths himself to unquietness?
Marry, it is your brother's right hand.
Who? The most exquisite Claudio?
Even he.
I'm experiencing some technical difficulties. See.
Marry on Hero, the daughter and heir of Leonardo.
How came you to this?
I was in the garden, and there heard it agreed upon that the prince should woo Hero for himself, and having obtained her, give her to Count Claudio.
Come, let us dither. This may prove food to my displeasure. That young startup hath all the glory of my overthrow. If I can cross him any way, I bless myself every way. You are both sure and will assist me.
To the death, my lord.
Shall we go prove what's to be done?
We wait upon your lordship.
Was not Count John here at supper?
I saw him not.
How tartly that gentleman looks. I can never see him, but I'm heartburned an hour after.
He is of a very melancholy disposition.
He were an excellent man that were made just in the midway between him and Benedick. One is too like an image and says nothing, and the other is too like my lady's son, evermore tattling.
Then half Signor Benedick's tongue in Count John's mouth, and half Count John's melancholy in Signor Benedick's face.
With a good leg and a good foot, uncle, and money enough in his purse, such a man would win any woman in the world, if he could get her goodwill.
By my troth, niece, thou wilt never get thee a husband if thou be so shrewd of thy tongue.
Lord, I could not endure a husband with a beard on his face. I would rather lie in the woolen.
You may light on a husband that hath no beard.
What should I do with him? Dress him in my apparel and make him my waiting gentlewoman? He that hath a beard is more than a youth, and he that hath no beard is less than a man. And he that is more than a youth is not for me, and he that is less than a man, I am not for him. Therefore I will lead his apes into hell.
Well then, go you into hell?
No, but to the gate, and there will the devil meet me like an old cuckold with horns on his head and say, "Get you to heaven, Beatrice. Get you to heaven. Here's no place for you maids." So deliver I up my apes and away to St. Peter for the heavens. He shows me where the bachelors sit, and we live as merry as the day is long.
Well, daughter, I trust you will be ruled by your father?
Yes, faith, it is my cousin's duty to make curtsy and say, "Father, as it please you." But yet for all that, cousin, let him be a handsome fellow, or else make another curtsy and say, "Father, as it please me."
Well, niece, I hope to see you one day fitted with a husband.
Not till God make men of some other metal than earth.
Daughter, let me remember what I told you. If the prince do solicit you in that kind, you know your answer. Cousin, You apprehend passing shrewdly.
I have a good eye, Uncle. I can see a church by daylight.
The revelers are entering.
Lady, will you walk about with your friend?
So you walk softly and look sweetly and say nothing. I am yours for the walk, and especially when I walk away.
With me in your company.
I may say so when I please.
Speak low, if you speak love.
Will you not tell me who told you so?
No, you shall pardon me.
Nor will you not tell me who you are?
Not now.
That I was disdainful, and that I had my good wit out of 100 merry tales. Well, this was Signor Benedict that said so.
What's he?
I'm sure you know him well enough.
Not I, believe me.
Did he never make you laugh?
I pray you, what is he?
Why, he is the prince's jester. A very dull fool. Only his gift is in devising impossible slanders. None but libertines delight in him, for he both pleases men and angers them, and then they laugh at him and beat him. I'm sure he's in the fleet. I would he had boarded me.
When I know the gentleman, I'll tell him what you say.
Do. We must follow the leaders.
A very good thing.
Hero and hath withdrawn her father to break with him about it. The ladies follow her, but one visor remains.
By his bearing.
Are not you Signor Benedict?
You know me well. I am he.
Signor, you're very near my brother in his love. He is enamored on Hero. I pray you, dissuade him from her. She is no equal for his birth.
How know you he loves her?
I heard him swear his affection.
So did I too, and he swore he would marry her tonight.
Well, come, let us to banquet.
Thus answer I in the name of Benedict, but hear these ill news with the ears of Claudio. 'Tis certain so, the prince woos for himself. Friendship is constant in all other things save in the office and affairs of love. This is an accident of hourly proof, which I mistrusted not. Farewell, therefore, hero.
Count Claudio!
Yea, the same.
Come, will you go with me?
Whither?
About your own business, for the prince hath got your hero.
I wish him joy of her.
But did you think the prince would have served you thus?
I pray you leave me.
Alas, poor hurt fowl. But the Lady Beatrice should know me and not know me. The prince's fool! It may be I go under that title because I am merry. Yea, but so I am apt to do myself wrong. I am not so reputed. It is the base, though bitter disposition of Beatrice that puts the world into her person, and so gives me out. Well, I'll be revenged as I may.
Now, Signor, where's the Count?
Troth, my lord, I told him, and I think I told him true, that your grace had got the goodwill of his young lady.
The Lady Beatrice hath a quarrel to you. The gentleman that danced with her told her she is much wronged by you.
Oh, she misused me past the endurance of a block. She told me, not thinking I had been myself, that I was the prince's jester, that I was duller than a great thaw, huddling jest upon jest, with such impossible conveyance upon me that I stood like a man at a mark, with a whole army shooting at me. She speaks poniards, and every word stabs. If her breath were as terrible as her tormentations, there were no living thing near her. She would infect the North Star.
Look, here she comes.
Will your grace command me any service to the world's end? I will go on the slightest errand now to the Antipodes that you can devise me to send on, rather than hold 3 words conference with this harpy. You have no employment for me?
None. but to desire your good company.
Oh God, sir, here's a dish I love not. I cannot endure my lady tongue.
Come, lady, come. You have lost the heart of Signor Benedick.
Indeed, my lord, he lent it me a while, and I gave him use for it. A double heart for his single one. Marry once before he won it of me with false dice. Therefore your grace may well say I have lost it.
You have put him down, lady. You have put him down.
So I would not, so should he do me, my lord, lest I should prove the mother of fools. I have brought Count Claudio, whom you sent me to seek.
Why, how now, Count? Wherefore are you sad?
Not sad, my lord.
How then? Sick?
Neither, my lord.
The Count is neither sad, nor sick, nor merry, nor well, but civil, Count, civil as an orange, and something of that jealous complexion.
Faith, lady, I think your blazon to be true, though I'll be sworn, if he be so, his conceit is false. Here, Claudio, I have wooed in thy name, and fair hero is won. I have broke with her father, and his good will obtained. Name the day of marriage, and God give thee joy.
Count, take of me my daughter, and with her my fortunes. His grace hath made the match, and grace say amen to it.
Speak, Count, 'tis your cue.
Silence is the perfectest herald of joy. I were but little happy if I could say how much. Lady, as you are mine, I am yours.
Speak, cousin, or if you cannot stop his mouth with a kiss, and let him not speak neither.
In faith, lady, you have a merry heart.
Yea, my lord, I thank it. Poor fool, for it keeps on the windy side of care. My cousin tells him in his ear that he is in her heart.
And so she doth, cousin.
Good Lord for alliance. Thus goes everyone to the world but I, and I am sunburnt. I may sit in a corner and cry, hey-ho, for a husband.
Lady Beatrice, I will get you one.
I would rather have one of your father's getting. Hath your grace ne'er a brother like you? Your father got excellent husbands, if a maid could come by them.
Will you have me, lady?
No, my lord, unless I might have another for working days. Your grace is too costly to wear every day. But I beseech your grace pardon me. I was born to speak all mirth and no matter.
Your silence most offends me, and to be merry best becomes you, for out of question, you were born in a merry hour.
No, sure, my lord, my mother cried. But then there was a star danced, and under that was I born.
By my troth, a pleasant-spirited lady.
There is little of the melancholy element in her, my lord. She is never sad, but when she sleeps, and not ever sad then, for I've heard my daughter say she hath often dreamed of unhappiness, and waked herself with laughing.
She cannot endure to hear tell of a husband.
Oh, by no means.
She were an excellent wife for Benedick.
Oh, Lord, my lord, if they were but a week married, they would talk themselves mad.
Count Claudio, when mean you to go to church?
Tomorrow, my lord.
Not till Monday, my dear son, and a time too brief, too, to have all things answer my mind.
I warrant thee, Claudio, the time shall not go dully by us. I will in the interim undertake one of Hercules' labors, which is to bring Signor Benedick and the Lady Beatrice into a mountain of affection, the one with the other. I would fain have it a match, and I doubt not but to fashion it, if you will but minister such assistance as I shall give you direction.
My lord, I am for you, though it cost me 10 nights' watchings.
And I, my lord.
And you too, gentle hero?
I will do any modest office, my lord, to help my cousin to a good husband.
And Benedick, and hopefulest husband that I know. Thus far can I praise him. He is of a noble strain, of approved valor and confirmed honesty. I will teach you how to humor your cousin, that she shall fall in love with Benedick. And I, with your two helps, will so practice on Benedick that in despite of his quick wit and his queasy stomach, he shall fall in love with Beatrice. If we can do this, Cupid is no longer an archer. His glory shall be ours, for we are the only love gods. Go in with me, and I will tell you my drift.
It is so. The Count Claudio shall marry the daughter of Leonato.
Yea, my lord. But I can cross it.
Any bar, any cross, any impediment will be medicinal to me. How canst thou cross this marriage?
Not honestly, my lord, but so covertly that no dishonesty shall appear in me.
Well, show me briefly how.
I think I told your lordship a year since how much I am in the favor of Margaret, the waiting gentlewoman to Hero.
I remember. What life is in that, to be the death of this marriage?
The poison of that lies in you to temper. Go you to the prince your brother, spare not to tell him that he hath wronged his honor in marrying the renowned Claudio, whose estimation you do mightily hold up to a contaminated stale such a one as Hero.
What proof shall I make of that?
Proof enough to misuse the prince, to vex Claudio, to undo Hero, and kill Leonato. Look you for any other issue?
Only to despite them. I will endeavor anything.
Go then. Find me a meet hour to draw Don Pedro and Count Claudio alone. Tell them that you know that Hero loves me. They will scarcely believe this without trial. Offer them instances, which shall bear no less likelihood than to see me at her chamber window, hear me call Margaret Hero, hear Margaret term me Claudio, and bring them to see this very night before the intended wedding, and there shall appear such seeming truth of Hero's disloyalty that jealousy shall be called assurance, and all the preparation overthrown.
Grow this to what adverse issue it can. I will put it in practice. Be cunning in the working of this, and thy fee is 1,000 ducats.
Be you constant in the accusation, and my cunning shall not shame me.
I will presently go learn the day of marriage.
I do much wonder that one man, seeing how much another man is a fool when he dedicates his behaviors to love, will, after he hath laughed at such shallow follies in others, become the argument of his own scorn by falling in love. And such a man is Claudio. I have known when there was no music with him but the drum and the fife. And now had he rather hear the tabor and the pipe? I have known when he would have walked 10 miles afoot to see a good armor, and now will he lie 10 nights awake carving the fashion of a new doublet. He was wont to speak plain and to the purpose, like an honest man and a soldier, and now is he turned orthography. His words are a very fantastical banquet, just so many strange dishes. May I be so converted and see with these eyes? I cannot tell. I think not. I will not be sworn, but love may transform me to an oyster. But I'll take my oath on it. Till he have made me an oyster, he shall never make me such a fool. One woman is fair, yet I am well. Another is wise, yet I am well. Another virtuous, yet I am well. But till all graces be in one woman shall not come in my grace. Rich she shall be, that is certain. Wise, or I'll none. Virtuous, or I'll never cheapen her. Fair, or I'll never look on her. Mild, or come not near me. Of good discourse, an excellent musician. And her hair shall be of what color it please God. Ha! The prince and Monsieur Love. I will hide me.
See you where Benedick hath hid himself?
Oh, very well, my lord.
Come, Balthazar, we'll hear that song again.
Oh, good my lord, it tax not so bad a voice to slander music any more than once.
Is it not strange that sheep's guts should hail souls out of men's bodies?
Sigh no more, ladies, sigh no more. Men were deceivers ever. One foot in sea and one on shore, to one thing constant never. Then sigh not so, but let them go, and be you blithe and bonny, converting all your sounds of woe into hey, nonny, nonny. Sing no more ditties, sing no more of dumps so dull and heavy. The fraud of men was ever so, since summer first was leafy. Then sigh not so. Singing hey, nonny, nonny.
By my troth, a good song.
And an ill singer, my lord.
Ah, no, no, Faith. Thou singest well enough.
And he had been a dog that should have howled thus, they would have hanged him.
Come hither, Leonato. What was it you told me of today? That your niece Beatrice was in love with Signor Benedick?
I did never think that lady would have loved any man.
No, nor I neither, but most wonderful that she should so dote on Signor Benedick, whom she hath in all outward behaviour seemed ever to abhor.
Is it possible? Is the wind in that corner?
Maybe she doth but counterfeit.
Faith, like enough.
O God, counterfeit! There was never counterfeit of passion came so near the life of passion as she discovers it.
Why? What effects of passion shows she?
Bait the hook well, this fish will bite.
What effects, my lord? You heard my daughter tell you how.
She did indeed.
How, pray you? You amaze me. I would have I thought her spirit had been invincible against all assaults of affection.
He hath taken the infection, hold it up.
Hath she made her affection known to Benedick?
No, and swears she never will. That's her torment.
'Tis true indeed. So your daughter says. Shall I, says she, that hath so oft encountered him with scorn, write to him that I love him? Then down on her knees she falls, weeps, sobs, beats her heart, tears her hair, prays, curses, oh, sweet Benedick, God give me patience.
She doth indeed. My daughter says so. My daughter is sometimes afeard she will do a desperate outrage to herself. It is very true.
It were good that Benedick knew of it by some other, if she will not discover.
To what end? He would make but a sport of it, and torment the poor lady worse.
She is an excellent sweet lady, and out of all suspicion she is virtuous.
And she is exceedingly wise.
In everything but in loving Benedick.
I am sorry for her, as I have just cause, being her uncle and her guardian.
I pray you, tell Benedick of it, and hear what you will say.
Were it good, think you?
Hero thinks surely she will die, for she says she will die if he love her not, and she will die ere she make her love known, and she will die if he woo her, rather than she will bate one breath of her accustomed crossness.
She doth well. If she should make tender of her love, 'tis very possible he'll scorn it. For the man, as you know all, hath a contemptible spirit. Well, I am sorry for your niece. Shall we go seek Benedick and tell him of her love? I love Benedick well, and I could wish he would modestly examine himself to see how much he is unworthy so good a lady.
My lord, will you walk? Dinner is ready.
If he do not dote on her upon this, I will never trust my expectation.
Let there be the same net spread for her, and that must your daughter and her gentlewomen carry. Let us send her to call him in to dinner.
This can be no trick. The conference was sadly born. They have the truth of this from Hero. They seem to pity the lady. It seems her affections have their full bent. Love me. Why, it must be requited. I hear how I am censured. They say I will bear myself proudly if I perceive the love come from her. They say, too, that she will rather die than give any sign of affection. I did never think to marry. I must not seem proud. Happy are they that hear their detractions and can put them to mending. They say the lady is fair. 'Tis a truth. I can bear them witness. And virtuous, 'tis so, I cannot reprove it. And wise, but for loving me. By my troth, it is no addition to her wit, nor no great argument of her folly, for I will be horribly in love with her. I may chance have some odd quirks and remnants of wit broken on me, because I have railed so long against marriage, but doth not the appetite alter? A man loves the meat in his youth that he cannot endure in his age. Shall quips and sentences and these paper bullets of the brain awe a man from the career of his humor? No. The world must be peopled. When I said I would die a bachelor, I did not think I should live till I were married. Oh, here comes Beatrice. By this day she is a fair lady. I do spy some marks of love in her.
Against my will, I am sent bid thee come in to dinner.
Fair Beatrice, I thank you for your pains.
I took no more pains for those thanks than you took pains to thank me. If it had been painful, I would not have come.
You take pleasure then in the message?
Yay! Just so much as you may take upon a knife's point. You have no stomach, senor. Very well.
Against my will, I am sent bid you come in to dinner. There's a double meaning in that. I took no more pains for those thanks than you took pains to thank me. Well, that's as much as to say, any pains that I took for you is as easy as thanks. If I do not take pity of her, I am a villain. If I do not love her, I am a fool. I will get her picture.
Run thee to the parlor. There shalt thou find my cousin Beatrice proposing with the prince and Claudio. Whisper her ear and tell her I and Ursula walk in the garden, and our whole discourse is all of her. Say that thou overheardst us, and bid her steal where she can. There will she hide her to listen our purpose. This is thy office. Bear thee well in it, and leave us alone.
I'll make her come, I warrant you, presently.
Now, Ursula, when Beatrice doth come, as we do trace this alley up and down, our talk must only be of Benedick. When I do name him, let it be thy part to praise him more than ever man did merit. My talk to thee must be how Benedick is sick in love with Beatrice. Of this matter is little Cupid's crafty arrow made, that only wounds by hearsay. Now begin, for look where Beatrice like a lapwing runs close by the ground to hear our conference.
The pleasantest angling is to see the fish cut with her golden oars the silver stream, and greedily devour the treacherous bait. So angle we for Beatrice.
No, truly, Ursula, she is too disdainful. I know her spirits are as coy and wild as haggards of the rock.
Are you so sure that Benedick loves Beatrice so entirely?
So says the prince, and my betrothed lord.
And did they bid you tell her of it, madam?
They did entreat me to acquaint her of it, but I persuaded them, if they loved Benedick, to wish him wrestle with affection, and never to let Beatrice know of it.
Why did you so? Doth not the gentleman deserve as full as fortunate a bed as ever Beatrice shall couch upon?
O God of love, I know he doth deserve as much as may be yielded to a man, but nature never framed a woman's heart of prouder stuff than that of Beatrice. Disdain and scorn ride sparkling in her eyes, misprizing what they look on. And her wit values itself so entirely that to her all matter else seems weak. She cannot love.
Sure, I think so. And therefore certainly it were not good she knew his love, lest she make sport at it.
No, not to be so odd and from all fashions as Beatrice is cannot be commendable. But who dare tell her so? If I should speak, she would mock me into air. Oh, she would laugh me out of myself, press me to death with wit. Therefore, let Benedick, like covered fire, consume away in sighs. Waste inwardly. It were a better death than die with mocks, which is as bad as die with tickling.
Yet tell her of it. Hear what she will say.
No. Rather, I will go to Benedick and counsel him to fight against his passion. And truly, I'll devise some honest slanders to stain my cousin with. One doth not know how much an ill word may empoison liking.
Oh, do not do your cousin such a wrong. She cannot be so much without true judgment. Having so swift and excellent a wit as she is prized to have, is to refuse so rare a gentleman as Signor Benedick.
Indeed, he hath an excellent good name.
His excellence did earn it ere he had it. When are you married, madam?
Why, every day. Tomorrow. Come, go in. I'll show thee some attires, and have thy counsel which is the best to furnish me tomorrow.
She's limed, I warrant you. We have caught her, madam.
If it proves so, then loving goes by haps. Some Cupid kills with arrows, some with traps.
Fire is in mine ears. Can this be true? Stand I condemned for pride and scorn so much? Contempt farewell, and maiden pride adieu. No glory lives behind the back of such. And Benedick? Love on! I will requite thee, taming my wild heart to thy loving hand. If thou dost love, others say thou dost deserve. And I believe it better than reportingly.
Gallants, I am not as I have been.
So say I think, methinks you are sadder.
I hope he be in love.
There's no true drop of blood in him to be truly touched with love. If he be sad, he wants money.
I have the toothache.
Draw it.
Hang it.
You must hang it first and draw it afterwards.
What? Sigh for the toothache.
Yet say I, he is in love.
Hath any man seen him at the barber's?
No, but the barber's man hath been seen with him.
Indeed, he looks younger than he did.
And when was he wont to wash his face?
Yea, or to paint himself, for the which I hear what they say of him. Conclude he is in love.
Nay, but I know who loves him.
That would I know too. I warrant one that knows him not.
Yes, and his ill conditions. And, in despite of all, dies for him.
Old Signor, walk aside with me. I have studied 8 or 9 wise words to speak to you, which these hobby horses must not hear.
For my life to break with him about Beatrice.
My lord and brother, God save you.
Good den, brother.
If your leisure served, I would speak with you,
In private?
if it please you. Yet Count Claudio may hear, for what I would speak of concerns him.
What's the matter?
Means your lordship to be married tomorrow?
You know he does.
I know not that, when he knows what I know.
If there be any impediment, I pray you discover it.
I came hither to tell you, and circumstances shortened, for she has been too long a talking of. The lady is disloyal.
Who? Hero?
Even she, Leonato's hero, your hero, every man's hero.
Disloyal.
The word is too good to paint out her wickedness. I could say she were worse. Think you of a worse title, and I will fit her to it. Wonder not till fill for the warrant, but go but with me tonight. You shall see the proof, even the night before her wedding day. If you love her then, tomorrow wed her. But it would better fit your honor to change your mind.
May this be so?
I will not think it.
If you dare not trust that you see, confess not that you know. If you follow me, I will show you enough. And when you have seen more and heard more, proceed accordingly.
If I see anything tonight, why I should not marry her tomorrow in the congregation, where I should wed, there will I shame her.
And, as for thee to obtain her, I will join with thee to disgrace her.
I will disparage her no further till you are my witnesses. Bear it coldly but till midnight, and let the issue show itself.
O day untowardly turned.
Oh, mischief strangely thwarting.
Oh, plague right well prevented. So will you say when you've seen the sequel.
Are you good men and true? Being chosen for the prince's watch, this is your charge. You are to bid any man stand in the prince's name.
Halver will not stand.
Why, then take no note of him, but let him go. And presently call the rest of the watch together and thank God that you are rid of a knave.
If he will not stand when he is bidden, well, he is none of the prince's subjects.
True. And they are to meddle with none but the prince's subjects. You shall make no noise in the street, for the watch to babble and talk is most tolerable and not to be endured.
We will rather sleep than talk. We know what belongs to the watch.
Why, you speak like a most ancient and quiet watchman. If you meet a thief, you may suspect him by virtue of your office to be no true man, and for such kind of men, the less you meddle or make with them, why, the more for your honesty.
But you have always been called a merciful man, partner.
Truly, I would not hang a dog by my will, much more a man who hath any honesty in him. This is the end of the charge. You, constable, are to present the prince's own person. If you meet the prince in the night, you may stay him.
Nay, by Our Lady, that I think he cannot.
5 shillings to 1 on it. Why, any man that knows the statutes, he may stay him. Mary, not without the prince be willing. For indeed the watch ought to offend no man, and it is an offense to stay a man against his will.
By Our Lady, I think it be so.
Well, masters, good night. And there be any matters of weight chances, call up me. Keep your fellows' counsel and your own. And good night. Come, neighbor.
Well, masters, we hear our charge. Let us go sit here upon the church bench until, say, 2, and then all to bed.
So one more word, good neighbors. I pray you, watch about the town. For the wedding being there tomorrow, there is a great coil tonight. Adieu. Be vigilant, I beseech you.
What? Conrad!
Peace, stir not.
Conrad, I say.
Here, man. I am at thy elbow.
My elbow itched. I thought there would be a scab follow.
I will owe thee an answer for that. And now, forward with thy tale.
Stand thee close then under this penthouse, for it drizzles rain. And I will, like a true drunkard, utter all to thee.
Some treason, masters, yet stand close.
Know that I tonight wooed Margaret, the Lady Hero's gentlewoman, by the name of Hero. I tell this tale vilely. I should first tell thee how the prince, Claudio, and my master, planted and placed, possessed by my master Don John, saw afar off this amiable encounter.
And thought they Margaret was Hero?
2 of them did, the prince and Claudio. But the devil my master knew she was Margaret. Away went Claudio enraged, swore he would meet her as he was appointed next morning at the temple, and there, before the whole congregation, shame her with what he saw and send her home again without a husband.
We charge you in the prince's name, stand!
Call up the right master constable. We have here recovered the most dangerous piece of lechery that ever was known in the Commonwealth.
What would you with me, honest neighbor?
Marry, sir, I would have some confidence with you that discerns you nearly.
Brief, I pray you, for you see it is a busy time with me.
Oh, marry it is, sir.
Yes, in truth it is, sir.
What is it, my good friends?
The goodman Verges, sir, speaks very little of the matter. An old man, sir, and his wits are not so blunt as, God help, I would desire they were, but in faith honest as the skin between his brows.
Yes, I thank God I am as honest as any man living that is as old man and no honester than I.
Comparisons are odorous, palaverous, neighbor Verges.
Neighbors, you are tedious.
Oh, it pleases your worship to say so, but we are the poor Duke's officers. But for mine own part, if I were as tedious as a king, I could find it in my heart to bestow it all upon your worship.
All thy tediousness on me, eh? I would fain to know what you have to say.
Marry, sir, our watch tonight, accepting your worship's presence, hath taken a couple of as errant knaves as any in Messina.
A good man, sir, he will be talking, as they say, when the age is in, the wit is out. Well said, in faith, neighbor Verges. Well, God's a good man, and 2 men ride up a horse, one must ride behind. All men are not alike. Alas, good neighbor.
Indeed, good neighbor, he comes too short of you.
Gifts that God gives.
I must leave you.
One word, sir. Our watch, sir, have indeed comprehended 2 auspicious persons, and we would have them this morning examined before your worship.
Take their examination yourself and bring it me. I am now in great haste, as it may appear unto you.
Oh, it shall be suffigance.
Drink some wine ere you go. Fare you well.
Go, good partner. Go get you Francis Seacole. We are now to examination these men.
And we must do it wisely.
We will spare for no wit, I warrant you.
Come, Friar Francis, be brief, Only to the plain form of marriage, and you shall recount their particular duties afterwards.
You come hither, my lord, to marry this lady?
No.
To be married to her. Friar, you come to marry her.
Lady, You come hither to be married to this count?
I do.
If either of you know any inward impediment why you should not be conjoined, charge you on your souls to utter it.
Know you any hero?
None, my lord.
Know you any count?
I dare make his answer. None.
Stand thee by, friar. Father, by your leave, will you with free and unconstrained soul give me this maid, your daughter?
As freely, son, as God did give me her.
And what have I to give you back, whose worth may counterpoise this rich and precious gift?
Nothing, unless you render her again.
Sweet prince, you learn me noble thankfulness. There, Leonardo, take her back again. Give not this rotten orange to your friend. She's but the sign and semblance of her honor. Behold how like a maid she blushes there. Would you not swear, all you that see her, that she were a maid by these exterior shows? But she is none. Her blush is guiltiness, not modesty.
What do you mean, my lord?
Not to be married, not to knit my soul to an approved wanton.
Dear my lord, if you, in your own proof...
I know what you would say. You will say she did embrace me as a husband, and so extenuate the forehand sin. No, Leonardo, I never tempted her with word too large, but as a brother to his sister showed bashful sincerity and comely love.
And seemed I ever otherwise to you?
You seem to me as Diane in her orb, but you are more intemperate in your blood than Venus.
Is my lord well that he doth speak so wide?
Sweet prince, why speak not you?
What should I speak? I stand dishonored, that have gone about to link my dear friend to a common stale.
Are these things spoken? Or but do I dream?
This looks not like a nuptial.
True. Oh, God.
Leonardo, stand I here? Is this the prince? Is this the prince's brother? Is this face heroes? Are our eyes our own?
All this is so, but what of this, my lord?
Let me but move one question to your daughter, and by that fatherly and kindly power that you have in her, bid her answer truthfully.
I charge thee do so, as thou art my child.
Oh, God, defend me. How I am beset. What kind of catechizing call you this?
To make you answer truthfully to your name.
Is it not hero? Who can blot that name with any just reproach?
What man was he talked with you yesternight out at your window betwixt 12 and 1? Now if you are a maid, answer to this.
I talked with no man at that hour, my lord.
Why, then you are no maiden. Leonato, I am sorry you must hear. Upon mine honor, myself, my brother, and this grieved count did see her at that hour last night talk with a ruffian at her chamber window, who hath indeed, most like a liberal villain, confessed the vile encounters they have had 1,000 times in secret.
Fie, fie. They are not to be named, my lord, not to be spoke of. There is not chastity enough in language without offence to utter them. Thus, pretty lady, I am sorry for thy much misgovernment.
Hath no man's dagger a point for me?
By how now, cousin, wherefore sink you down?
Come, let us go. These things come thus to light. Smother her spirits up.
How doth the lady?
Dead, I think. Help, uncle! Hero, white hero! Senor Benedict, uncle friar!
O fate, take not away thy heavy hand. Death is the fairest cover for the shame that may be wished for.
How now, cousin hero?
Have comfort, lady.
Dost thou look up?
Yea, wherefore should she not?
Wherefore? Why, doth not everything cry shame upon her? Could she here deny the story that is printed in her blood? Do not live, hero. Do not open thine eyes. But mine, and mine I loved, and mine I praised, and mine that I was proud on. Mine so much that I myself was to myself not mine, valuing of her.
Sir, be patient. For my part, I am so attired in wonder, I know not what to say.
Oh, on my soul, my cousin is belied.
Lady, were you her bedfellow last night?
No, truly not. Although until last night I have this 12-month been her bedfellow.
Confirmed! Confirmed! Would the two princes lie? And Claudio lie? Hence from her! Let her die.
Hear me a little. Lady, what man is he you are accused of?
They know that do accuse me. I know none!
There is some strange misprision in the princes.
Two of them have the very bent of honor. And if their wisdom be misled in this, the practice of it lives in John the Bastard.
I know not. If they speak truth of her, these hands shall tear her. If they wrong her honor, the proudest of them shall well hear of it.
Pause a while, and let my counsel sway you in this case. Your daughter here the princes left for dead. Let her a while be secretly kept in, and publish it that she is dead indeed.
What shall become of this? What will this do?
She dying, as it must so be maintained, upon the instant that she was accused, shall be lamented, pitied, and excused of ever here. So will it fare with Claudio? Then shall be mourned, and wish he had not so accused her.
Signor Leonato, let the friar advise you, and though you know my inwardness and love is very much unto the prince and Claudio, yet, by mine honor, I will deal in this as secretly and justly as your soul should with your body.
Being that I flow in grief, the smallest twine may lead me.
Come, lady, die to live. This wedding day perhaps is but prolonged. Have patience and endure.
Lady Beatrice, have you wept all the while?
Yea, and I will weep a while longer.
I will not desire that.
You have no reason, I do it freely.
Surely I do believe your cousin is wronged.
Oh, how much might the man deserve of me that would right her?
Is there any way to show such friendship?
A very even way, but no such friend.
May a man do it?
It is a man's office, but not yours.
I do love nothing in the world so well as you. Is not that strange?
As strange as the thing I know not. It were as possible for me to say, I love nothing so well as you. But believe me not, and yet I lie not. I confess nothing, nor I deny nothing. I am sorry for my cousin.
By my sword, Beatrice, thou lovest me.
Do not swear and eat it.
I will swear by it that you love me, and will make him eat it that says I love you not.
Why then, God forgive me.
What offense, sweet Beatrice.
You have stayed me in a happy hour. I was about to protest I loved you.
And do it with all thy heart.
I love you with so much of my heart that none is left to protest.
Come, bid me do anything for thee.
Kill Claudio.
Not for the wide world.
You kill me to deny it. Farewell.
Tarry, sweet Beatrice.
I am gone. Though I am here, there is no love in you. Nay, I pray you, let me go.
Beatrice.
In faith, I will go.
We'll be friends first.
You dare be easier be friends with me than fight with mine enemy?
Is Claudio thine enemy?
Is he not approved in the height of villain that hath slandered, scorned, dishonored my kinswoman? Oh, that I were a man! What bear her in hand until they come to take hands, and then, with public accusation, uncovered slander, unmitigated rancor? Oh God, that I were a man! I would eat his heart in the marketplace.
Hear me, Beatrice.
Talk with a man out a window, a proper saying.
Nay, but Beatrice.
Sweet hero, she is wronged, she is slandered, she is undone. He is now as valiant as Hercules that only tells a lie and swears it. I cannot be a man with wishing. Therefore I will die a woman with grieving.
Tarry, good Beatrice, by this hand I love thee.
Use it for my love some other way than swearing by it.
Think you in your soul that Count Claudio hath wronged Hero?
Yea, as sure as I have a thought or a soul.
Enough. I am engaged. I will challenge him. Go, comfort your cousin. I must say she is dead. And so farewell.
Which be the malefactors?
Marry, that am I and my partner.
But which are the offenders that are to be examined? Let them come before the Master Constable.
Yea, marry, let them come before me. What is your name, friend?
Borachio.
Pray, write down Borachio. Yours, sirrah.
I am a gentleman, sir, and my name is Conrad.
Write down Master Gentleman Conrad. Masters, it is proved already that you are little better than false knaves. How answer you for yourselves?
Marry say we are none.
A marvelously witty fellow, I assure you, but we will go about with him. Come you hither, sirrah. A word in your ear, sir, I say to you, it is thought that you are false knaves.
Sir, I say to you, we are none.
Have you writ down they are none?
Master Constable, you go not the way to examine. You must call forth the watch that are their accusers.
Ah, yea, Mary, that is the eftest way. Let the watch come forth. Masters, I charge you, in the prince's name, accuse these men.
This man said, sir, that Don John, the prince's brother, was a villain.
Write down Prince John, a villain.
Master Constable!
Pray thee, fellow, peace. I do not like thy look, I promise thee.
What heard you say him else?
Mary, that he had received 1,000 ducats of Don John for accusing the lady Hero wrongfully.
Flat burglary as ever was committed.
Yea, by mass, that it is.
What else, fellow?
And that Count Claudio did mean upon his words to disgrace Hero before the whole assembly and not marry her.
Oh, villain! Thou wilt be condemned to everlasting redemption for this.
What else?
That is all.
And this is more, masters, than you can deny. Prince John is this morning secretly stolen away. Hero was in this manner accused, in this very manner refused, and upon grief of this, suddenly died. Master Constable, let these men be bound and brought to Leonato's. I will go before and show him their examination.
Come, let them be opinioned.
Let them be in the hands.
Off, coxcomb!
God's my life! Where's the sexton? Let him write down that the prince's officer coxcomb. Come, find them. Thou naughty varlet!
Away! You are an ass. You are an ass.
Does thou not respect my place? Dost thou not respect my years? Oh, that he were here to write me down an ass? But masters, remember that I am an ass, though it not be written down. Remember that I am an ass.
If you go on thus, you will kill yourself.
Bring me a father that so loved his child, whose joy of her is o'erwhelmed like mine, and bid him speak of patience. Measure his woe the length and breadth of mine, and let it answer for every strain for strain, as thus for thus, and such a grief for such.
Therein do men from children nothing differ.
I pray thee peace. I will be flesh and blood.
Good day to both of you.
Hear you, my lords.
We have some haste, Leonato.
Some haste, my lord. Well, fare you well, my lord. Are you so hasty now? Well, all is one.
Nay, do not quarrel with us, good old man.
If he could right himself with quarreling, some of us would lie low.
Who wrongs him?
Marry, thou dost wrong me, thou dissembler thou. Nay, never let thy hands upon thy sword. I fear thee not.
Marry, beshrew my hand, if it should give your age such cause of fear. In faith, my hand meant nothing to my sword.
Tush, tush, man, never fleer and jest at me. I speak not like a dotard nor a fool. I say thou hast belied mine innocent child.
You say not right, old man.
My lord, I'll prove it on his body if he dare.
Away! I will not have to do with you.
Canst thou so daff me? Thou hast killed my child. If thou kill'st me, boy, thou shalt have killed a man.
My heart is sorry for your daughter's death. But on my honor, she was charged with nothing but what was true, and very full of proof.
My lord,
I will not hear you. See, here comes the man we went to seek.
Now, senor, what news?
Good day, my lord.
Welcome, senor. You are almost come to part almost affray.
Shall I speak a word in your ear? You are a villain. I will make it good how you dare, with what you dare, and when you dare. Do me right, or I will protest your cowardice. You have killed a sweet lady, and her death shall fall heavily on you. Let me hear from you. My lord, for your many courtesies I thank you. I must discontinue your company. Your brother, the bastard, is fled from Messina. You have among you killed a sweet and innocent lady. For my lord Lackbeard there, he and I shall meet, and till then, peace be with him.
He is in earnest.
In most profound interest. And I'll warrant you, for the love of Beatrice.
And hath challenged thee.
Most sincerely.
Did he not say my brother was fled? How now? 2 of my brother's men bound. Baraccio 1.
Hearken after their offense, my lord.
Officers, what offense have these men done?
Marry, sir, they have committed false report. Moreover, they have spoken untruths. Secondarily, they are slanders. Sixth, and lastly, they have belied a lady. Thirdly, they have verified unjust things. And to conclude, they are lying knaves.
Who have you offended, masters, that you are thus bound to your answer? This learned constable is too cunning to be understood. What's your offense?
Sweet prince, let me go no further to mine answer. Do you hear me? And let this count kill me. I have deceived even your very eyes. What your wisdoms could not discover, these shallow fools have brought to light, who in the night overheard me confessing to this man how Don John your brother incensed me to slander the lady Hero, how saw me court Margaret in Hero's name, how you disgraced her when you should marry her. My villainy they have upon record, which I would rather seal with my death than repeat over to my shame. The lady is dead upon mine and my master's false accusation. And briefly, I desire nothing but the reward of a villain.
Runs not this speech like iron through your blood?
I have drunk poison whilst he uttered it.
But did my brother set thee on to this?
Yea, and paid me richly for the practice of it.
He is composed and framed of treachery, and fled he is upon this villainy.
Sweet hero, now thy image doth appear in the rare semblance that I loved it first.
Come, bring away the plaintiffs. By this time our sexton hath reformed Signor Leonato of the matter. Masters, do not forget to specify when time and place shall serve that I am an ass.
Which is the villain? Let me see his eyes, that when I note another man like him, I may avoid him. Which of these is he?
If you would know your wronger, look on me.
Art thou the slave that hath with thy breath killed mine innocent child?
Yea, even I alone.
No, not so, villain. Thou beliest thyself. Here stand a pair of honorable men. A third is fled that had a hand in it. I thank you, princes, for my daughter's death. Record it with your high and worthy deeds. 'Twas bravely done, if you bethink you of it.
I know not how to pray your patience, yet I must speak. Choose your revenge yourself. Impose me to what penance your invention can lay upon my sin. Yet sinned I not but in mistaking.
By my soul, nor I. And yet, to satisfy this good old man, I would bend under any heavy weight that he'll enjoin me to.
I cannot bid you bid my daughter live. That were impossible. But I pray you both possess the people in Messina hear how innocent she died. Tomorrow morning, come you to my house, and since you could not be my son-in-law, be yet my nephew. I have a niece almost the copy of my child that's dead, and she is heir to both of us. Give her the right you should have given her cousin, and so dies my revenge.
Oh, noble sir, your overkindness doth wring tears from me. I do embrace your offer, and dispose for henceforth of poor Claudio.
Tomorrow, then, I will expect your coming. Tonight, I take my leave. This man shall face to face be brought to Margaret, who I believe was packed in all this wrong, hired to it by your brother.
No, by my soul she was not, nor knew what she did when she spoke to me. But has always been just and virtuous, in anything I do know her by.
Moreover, sir, which indeed is not under white and black, this plaintiff here, the offender, did call me ass. I beseech you, let it be remembered in his punishment.
I thank thee for thy care and honest pains.
Your worship speaks like it, a thankful and most reverend youth, and I praise God for you.
There's for thy pains.
God save the foundation.
Go, I discharge thee of thy prisoner, and I thank thee.
I leave an errant knave with your worship, which I beseech your worship to correct yourself for the example of others. God keep your worship. I wish your worship well. God restore you to health. I humbly give you leave to depart, and if a merry meeting may be wished, God prohibit it. Come, neighbor.
Until tomorrow morning, lords. Farewell.
We will not fail.
Tonight I'll mourn with Hero.
Bring you these fellows on. We'll talk with Margaret, how her acquaintance grew with this lewd fellow.
The gods of love that sits above and knows me, how pitiful I deserve. I mean in singing, but in loving Leander, the good swimmer, Troilus, the first employer of panders, and a whole book full of these quondam carpetmongers whose names yet run smoothly in the even road of a blank verse, why, they were never so truly turned over and over as my poor self in love. Mary, I cannot show it in rhyme. I have tried. I can find out no rhyme to lady but baby, an innocent rhyme. For scorn, horn, a hard rhyme. For school, fool, a babbling rhyme. Very ominous endings. No, I was not born under a rhyming planet, nor I cannot woo in festival terms. Sweet Beatrice, wouldst thou come when I called thee?
Yea, Signor, and depart when you bid me.
Oh, stay, but till then.
Then is spoken. Fare you well now, and yet ere I go, let me go with that I came, which is with knowing what hath passed between you and Claudio.
Only foul words, and thereupon I will kiss thee.
Foul words is but foul wind, and foul wind is but foul breath, and foul breath is noisome. Therefore I will depart unkissed.
Thou hast frighted the word out of his right sense, so forcible is thy wit. But I must tell thee plainly, Claudio undergoes my challenge, and either I must hear from him shortly, or I will subscribe him a coward. And I pray thee now, tell me which of my bad parts didst thou first fall in love with me?
For all of them together, which maintain so politic a state of evil that they will not admit any good part to intermingle with them. But for which of my good parts did you first suffer love for me?
Suffer love, a good epithet. I do suffer love indeed, for I love thee against my will.
In spite of your heart, I think. Alas, poor heart. If you spite it for my sake, I will spite it for yours, for I will never love that which my friend hates.
Thou and I are too wise to woo peaceably. Now tell me, how doth your cousin?
Very ill.
And how do you?
Very ill too.
Serve God, love me, and mend. There will I leave you too, for here comes one in haste.
Madam, you must come to your uncle. Yonder's old coil at home. It has proved my lady hero hath been falsely accused. The prince and Claudio mightily abused. And Don John is the author of all, who is fled and gone. Will you come presently?
Will you go hear this news, Signor?
I will live in thy heart, die in thy lap, and be buried in thy eyes. And, moreover, I will go with thee to thy uncle's.
Is this the monument of Hero?
It is, my lord.
Done to death by slanderous tongues was the hero that here lies. Death in guerdon of her wrongs gives her fame which never dies. So the life that lived with shame lives in death with glorious fame.
Did I not tell you she was innocent?
So are the prince and Claudio, who accuse her upon the error that you heard debated. But Margaret was in some fault for this, although against her will, as it appears in the true course of all the question.
Well, I am glad that all things sort so well.
And so am I, being else by faith and forced to call young Claudio to a reckoning for it.
Well, daughter, and you gentlewomen all, withdraw into a chamber by yourselves, and when I send for you, come hither masked. The prince and Claudio promised by this hour to visit me.
Friar, I must entreat your pains, I think.
To what, Signor?
To bind me, or undo me, one of them. Senor Leonato, truth is, good Senor, your niece regards me with an eye of favor.
That I my daughter lent her, 'tis most true.
And I do with an eye of love requite her.
The sight whereof I think you had from me, from Claudio, and the prince. But what's your will?
Your answer, sir, is enigmatical, but for my will is your good will may stand with ours. This day to be conjoined in the state of honorable marriage, in which, good friar, I shall desire your help.
My heart is with your liking.
And my help. Here comes the Prince and Claudio.
Good morrow to this fair assembly.
Good morrow, Prince. Good morrow, Claudio. We here attend you. Are you yet determined today to marry with my brother's daughter?
For this I owe you. Here comes other reckonings. Which is the lady I must seize upon?
This same is she.
Why, then she's mine. Sweet, let me see your face.
No, That you shall not till you take her hand before this friar and swear to marry her.
Give me your hand. Before this holy friar, I am your husband, if you like of me.
And when I lived, I was your other wife. And when you loved, you were my other husband.
Another hero!
Nothing certainer. One hero died defiled, but I do live. And surely as I live, I am a maid.
The former hero that is dead.
She died, my lord, but whiles her slander lived.
All this amazement can I qualify. When after that the holy rites are ended, I'll tell you largely of fair hero's death.
Soft and fair, friar, which is Beatrice?
I answer to that name. What is your will?
Do not you love me?
Why, no. No more than reason.
Why, then your uncle and the prince and Claudio have been deceived. They swore you did.
Do not you love me?
Troth! No. No more than reason.
Why then, my cousin, Margaret and Ursula are much deceived, for they swear you did.
They swore that you were almost sick for me.
They swore you were well nigh dead for me.
Tis no such matter.
No, truly, but in friendly recompense.
Come, cousin, I'm sure you love the gentleman.
And I'll be sworn upon it that he loves her. For here is a paper written in his hand, a halting sonnet of his own pure brain, fashioned to Beatrice.
And here's another, writ in my cousin's hand, stolen from her pockets, containing her affection unto Benedick.
A miracle. Here's our own hands against our hearts. Come, I will have thee, but by this slight I take thee for pity.
I would not deny you, but by this good day I yield upon great persuasion, and partly to save your life, for I was told you were in a consumption.
Peace. I will stop your mouth.
How dost thou, Benedick, the married man?
I'll tell thee what, Prince. I'll tell thee what, Prince. A college of wit-crackers cannot flout me out of my honor. Dost thou think I care for a satire or an epigram? No. If a man will be beaten with brains, he shall wear nothing handsome about him. In brief, since I do purpose to marry, I will think nothing to any purpose that the world can say against it, and therefore never flout at me for what I have said against it, for man is a giddy thing. And this is my conclusion. For thy part, Claudio, I did think to have beaten thee, but in that thou art like to be my kinsman, live unbruised, and love my cousin. Come, come, we are all friends. Let's have a dance ere we are married, that we may lighten our own hearts and our wives' heels.
We'll have dancing afterward.
First of my word. Therefore, play music. Prince, thou art sad. Get thee a wife, get thee a wife.
My lord, your brother John is ta'en in flight and brought with armed men back to Messina.
Think not on him till tomorrow. I'll devise the brave punishments for him. Strike up, pipers.